I'm not convinced I know how to read. I've just memorized a lot of words.
The first rule of Fight Club is, you do not talk about Fight Club.
True. All life ends in death, which we, as a species, are cursed with knowing, resulting in something. Again, this is really not my field.
It's the Al Travis Show. We got a Minnesota sports lifer, Paulie, on the program with us. Paulie, you wait and you wait, and the NFL season finally started last night. It's like, here we go. This is going to be fantastic. Not 6 seconds into the game, the guy ejected from the ballgame. Did you catch Cowboys and the Eagles?
I did see that. Yeah, how stupid. Game hasn't even started yet. You know, the guy had to totally premeditate this, because I'm sure he thought when I talked to Dak Prescott, I'm going to spit on him, because it had to be totally premeditated. Well, because the ref is standing right there, he had no choice, but he kind of rolled his head a little bit and threw his glove out, or his flag out.
Well, here's how I read it. They've got reporters on this, so this is what I know. So Dak Prescott is kind of semi in the huddle, staring this Carter kid down, and spits between his two linemen. He didn't spit on his line because I spit all the time, but it was provoking this Carter kid, who then walked up. They had words, so he spit on him. And then Dak gets the ref and said, "Hey, what are you doing?" He says he's thinking he'd just get a 15-yard penalty. He had no idea the guy would get ejected. And this is the start of the NFL season. The other guy, it's not who I am. I hurt my team and my fans. I'm really sorry. I've grown from this. You are a 12-year-old child. What are you, 12 and a half now? Good.
He's not grown for this. Is the guy who was at Georgia. Didn't he do the drag racing thing?
Yeah.
He's got a history of stupid behavior. So talented player, but
he's grown, Paul. He's grown now. So
yeah, not buying that.
So you start a game like this, and it's right after the kickoff. Somebody got hurt on the kickoff, so they're just killing time in between, and all this happens. Guy gets ejected. Then the poor announcer's got to talk through what just happened, and then that's part of the game because, if he was in the game, maybe he would have got the tack. Anyway, then there's a lightning strike, which God talks to us in a lot of ways, Paul. And he just said, "Stop this." Delays for an hour and a half, doesn't get done. There was evidently very few people even left in the stadium by the time that thing happened. And what do you know, 24-20. Cowboys lose, but I think they were probably the underdog. What a way to start a season, buddy. I love that.
Yeah, it was weird. And I mean, I'm never pulling for the Cowboys, but I was pulling for a Philadelphia loss just because I think they're the class of the NFC, and I was hoping they'd get a divisional loss out of it. But hey, we're underway, and and tonight's interesting too. You got the Brazil game, Kansas City and the Chargers and Sao Paulo. I mean, the international reach for the NFL is growing. It's kind of interesting. I'm kind of curious about that one tonight. So
I would like to see the crowd. Do they really give that big a crap? Will they have all the apparel on? Will they? I believe, because I saw that in the England game last year, I don't believe those guys are all going out buying the $80, $90 jerseys, $120 jerseys. I believe when we go to that stadium, they are there. Want a jersey? Here's a jersey. The NFL would be wrong not to do it. Oh. You come, here's a jersey. You don't know who the team is. How would you know?
You'd think so. That'd be a smart marketing play on the part of the NFL. They should hire you.
Somebody should. Somebody should. But Kansas City, I will watch the game tonight, at least try to catch it, because I do enjoy, their quarterback. I want to see how he's doing. They've got a good front line this year. I'll watch it. I could care less about the Chargers, but it's a Friday night, cigar time, watching the game in the garage. I think it's that setup.
I disagree. I'm so tired of the Chiefs. I honestly, oh my gosh, I'm just tired of that franchise. And I know, it goes against what I usually go for, which is Middle America, non-coast teams, doing well. But enough. And somebody knock them off the pedestal. Let's be done. Mahomes, you can retire. You're already a Hall of Famer. Let's just be done. Really,
you're
tired.
An anti-dynasty, aren't you?
Part of it's the overexposure. I mean, how many different commercials can they end up with? Whether it's dandruff shampoo or State Farm this, or I'm just done. You can't turn the TV on and not watch them.
Well, then you better not turn it on, because here's the thing. I will give you $10 if before the game even gets started, they don't mention Kelsey getting married to Taylor Swift. That somehow the engagement of that will make the NFL pregame show.
Oh yeah, no, but the NFL is smart to embrace the whole thing because you know how many Taylor Swift fans are now one became football fans, but now I'm hearing they become fantasy football players because now they can draft their favorite players and the Chiefs are picked and all this.
And they know all the Chiefs
okay.
and no one else. Yeah, that's great.
Could
Fantasy
be,
time.
but the NFL would smart to this is and Taylor Swift is a phenomenon. I mean, they're smart. It's a way to get the reach that I don't know how much more reach you can get. They've already got international. They've got everybody pays attention. Everything revolves around football.
I can't go for this, Paul. I'm sorry, you're wrong because right now, like the Vegas has things like you can bet on the color of their the accent color for their wedding. You can bet on how many people will be standing up on it. I don't care. I really seriously could care less. I'll watch it to just see if Kelsey's any good. You're a single focus mind football player. You got plays. You got to be focused to be grade A. And your wife's texting you in between halves. Did you send the order in for the invitations? You can't stay focused.
Travis, what's our centerpiece going to be? Did you see the thing my mom sent you? No.
The one thing I asked you to do is find a band. Did you find a band yet? Come on.
Yeah. No thanks. No thanks.
Speaking of which, Paul's band, The Main Thing, is available on whatever day they get married should they need a band, right? I can speak for you if somebody knows, right?
She can get any band in the world. She's going to go with some.
You're going to go for the best, yes.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I throw it out there. Okay, it's out there. Okay, where were we at?
Look at you manifesting all this goodness.
Hey, I finally get to be the light guy and be Travis Kelce. Let's do this. There's a lot of games going on, obviously, the first week. Green Bay and Detroit's the only thing I guess I care about until we talk the Vikings. Your thoughts on Green Bay and Detroit? Who do you want to win? Does that interest you at all as far as they got that guy now, Micah Parsons, but he's only been there a day. He hasn't practiced once.
Yeah, it's, well, the good news is one of the two is going to get a loss out of it in all likelihood. So that's a good thing. I'm actually pulling for Detroit in this. I am, lesser of two evils here. I'd like to see Detroit say, no, we're not done yet. And hand the Packers a loss on their home field. I think that'd be really cool. So that's the one I'll be watching.
Yeah, that one will be good. 3:25 on Sunday. Now, your best thoughts on Minnesota and the Chicago Bears Monday night, because I won't have you in here before that. Minnesota at Chicago, Monday Night Football, all that lights and glam that go with that. Your thoughts?
Yeah, it's a big stage. I mean, JJ's done a lot of good things at the college level, and he's looked decent in preseason. The few things we got to see from him, and but with any young quarterback, you're going to have some mistakes that end up being picked. Peyton Manning's first year with Indianapolis did not go well. He threw as many picks as he did touchdowns, and he went 3-12 or whatever. Yeah. I don't think they'll be that bad, but we're going to have some losses. And I think on the road at Chicago, under the lights, I think the Vikings lose this first game. The Bears have stuff, cooking. They do, and
this NFC Central is going to be tough game. The NFC North is going to be fantastic. But here's why you're wrong, and I'll tell you this, because it is the kid, it is Minnesota on a Monday night.
You're saying we beat the Bears?
We do. I honestly think we do. I'm looking at the over and under. They got us winning by a point and a half. Minnesota minus 1.5. So that's a field goal at home. I get it. The kid isn't not used to the national attention. He played in a national championship game and won. So that is going to do it. Yes, he'll be nervous for his first NFL start. I get that. So what difference does it make if it's Monday night or not? You know what I'm saying? This could be noon on a Sunday. He's going to be just as excited or just as wound up. So I believe he settles in much quicker than your average rookie. And I think we're going to see an upset win. I guess it's not upset. They plan us to win. I see a win on Monday Night Football.
Okay. Well, I hope I'm wrong. I hope you're right. And be good to, we've got a tough stretch of games. We've got a really difficult schedule this year. So taking care of the Bears on the road out of the gate would be a really good start. So
let me throw one more thing out, controversial, because that's what we love to do here. I will also bet you, Paulie, that they will have to bring up the fact we have 2 male cheerleaders for some reason, right? It's going to come out. They're going to come out the game and do the jumping around. And here's a guy who could give a crap less. I don't care, but it will become a story. When's the last time we had a cheerleader story on the Minnesota Vikings? We haven't. It will be. They'll do it, and I bet you they do it even before the game starts. This is going to be different. And I'm like, if you don't want it to matter, Don't make it matter. I don't care.
Then don't make it matter. No, I'd agree with that. I'd agree with that. I think it's cool that they did it, and
there you go.
But does it need to be a story? I don't know. That's fine. And maybe there's some trailblazing angle on it. Maybe that's what's different.
Well,
and maybe
is it trailblazing? I might be wrong, but even when you and I were in college at the U, and even I think Winona, you had male cheerleaders. I mean, they throw them up in the air and they catch them and they stand them on their head. I mean, there have been male cheerleaders forever. Maybe not in the NFL. Maybe this is groundbreaking.
Now. I think that's the thing, and not in the NFL. And so it'll be interesting to see. If there's coverage on it. Like, is there a statement to be made? That's
what I'm saying.
What is it? And so I'm a little more curious about. Okay, tell me more about that. I heard we have one. I saw the picture, but okay.
And my point is, since the 80s, we've had him in college. Is it that big a deal to bring him to the pros? Okay, good for you.
Yeah, right. But I want to hear what's the rationale, or what's the purpose there? So,
didn't we have our first female ump too? Like in the Major League Baseball, that was this year, and I'm like, okay, that changed my life. How? It was a story, and I'm like, it's not a story. You don't make a story.
It's breaking a barrier, and I think it's a good thing. Didn't you want to hear about that?
Oh, but once they said it, it is the first female ref of all time, and I'm like, welcome to the team. I guess maybe I'm just don't look that into the record setting as like, okay, the Minnesota Twins lost their 4-game sweep with Chicago, first time in forever. Oh, okay, now I'm beyond it. I guess it didn't matter to me that there was if they're not letting her be one thing, but the fact she got in, it's like,
well, the fact that there weren't any, that you could argue that this was been an old boys club, right?
Yeah.
So it is newsworthy. It's historic. Do you remember when Isla Borders pitched for the Saints?
No. Oh, the St. Paul Saints.
Deal.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right.
It was a really big deal.
Someday we're going to get a female kicker, in football. They've got them in high school. And so someday, okay, I guess it just, okay, if you're the best one at it, go get it. I don't care. Kick it far, kick it long, call right, strikes and fouls. I don't care.
Do you not celebrate the fact that this is the first? It's a groundbreaking thing. We haven't had female refs.
Celebrate it. I didn't throw a beer up for it. I didn't do it. It's like, it was interesting. It was I didn't realize. I guess my point is I never thought why they hadn't.
Right. But that's also the story. It's like, how come it's taken this long? It's 2025.
Yeah. And how long have they been doing the minor leagues and stuff? I don't even know. I guess I'm sorry, the refs just aren't a big thing for me.
Yeah, they're more have been in the minors. It's baseball.
And now their job's going to be replaced by machines. So, we got them there just in time to be replaced by auto call.
Oof. Yeah. Please no. Let's do auto call and replay everything.
Yeah.
Let's take 10 seconds for every pitch. Let's see what the machine said.
You're such a traditionalist. Yet you don't mind those females calling balls and strikes. I don't get you, Paul. You're a quandary. I don't care. These things matter not to me. Got to go to break. We'll be back after this.
Braver Angels Minnesota is part of a national movement that brings together conservatives, liberals, independents, and others to restore trust, respect, and goodwill in politics. We seek not to eliminate our differences, but rather deal with them head on, with respect and understanding. We do not try to change people's views, but how they view the other side. There will always be differences. Braver Angels Minnesota believes the best way forward is to change how we deal with those differences. Join the civil conversation at mn.braverangels.org.
Think about it. A famous politician once said, "You're entitled to your opinion, but you are not entitled to your own facts." But in a world full of AI and fake news, where can Minnesotans find the facts? Center of the American Experiment is Minnesota's go-to source for fact-based analysis and common sense solutions for taxes, energy, public safety, and our kids' education. Visit AmericanExperiment.org for more information. Think About It is brought to you by Center of the American Experiment, Minnesota's think tank.
The Al Travis Show, the last place you can go and hear all sides. Respectful, thoughtful, and grateful.
We go into a soft spot here for Paulie, the University of Minnesota. It is his safe place. Paul, we win over, the Blue Buffalo of Nowhere, 23-10.
University of Buffalo Bulls, yes.
Yeah, okay, whatever. I think it's like second worst record team in all of the NCAA. I liked watching that. Is it Lindsey, the quarterback? Is it Lindsey?
Drake Lindsey, yeah.
Enjoyed watching him. It was worth watching that just for him. But what bothers me, I'm trying to break it up here, is now the next game. Come on, Internet. Oh, we play Northwestern State, the Devils. Another pancake team. Then you come to Cal, not University of California, LA, or not UCLA, Cal. If we don't come out 3-0, halfway to being bowl eligible, by the way, we've done something wrong. I hate this weak crap start stuff. You think we'll be ready 2 weeks later for Ohio State because we played those guys?
It doesn't give you a sense of who you are because of the competition you face. And so I can throw in, I can see throwing in, one or two, but yeah, have a test early on. You don't need a top 10 test, but have a test. In a couple of years, the home and home against Alabama starts.
Yeah,
that was on the calendar years ago, and we're getting close. Is it 27 and 28? So 27, yeah. Yeah, so things that worm's going to turn a little bit, but they've got things to iron out. I was at the game last week, and that Thursday night we talked about it already. They had some fluky things that didn't go their way. That weird interception. That was one of the reasons that Buffalo got any points at all. This should be a cakewalk for the Gophers. I'm going, and we'll check it out. But yeah, and Cal on the road is not a gimme. I watched Cal actually. They were on last week, and they were putting up some points. They're actually not too bad. It'll be a good test. All right. So yeah.
But the other way you look at it, you look at the University of Minnesota women's volleyball team. They jump in from the get-go. They lost the first game, but it was like a 5-game set to this great team, and it's like, we're going in to play, ladies. Let's go get our, put your shorts on. Let's play. I love that. Now, we're not going to win every game. Maybe you're not going to be ranked for. They're ranked 14th, by the way.
But it gets you ready. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just a difference of coaching. And is it the athletic director that kind of figures that crap out? Or is it the coach saying, who is that does that? I don't even know.
I think they probably all do it. And they talk to, who's available, who can come. And those other schools, they get a good payday. They come into Minneapolis. They get some money to play here. So there's a lot of reasons to do those, but it's okay for a young quarterback, to have maybe some easier ones just to get some confidence. That's the benefit of it, I think. And scheming wise, it irons out. Okay, we weren't able to run this way very well. Why not? So maybe you look at technique on film. You got a couple of games to do that. But this is a great time of year, though. I mean, I love these games that are early in the season. The weather's good. This is why I go to these early games because, being on campus, it's gorgeous out. Going to be a little chilly here tomorrow, but sweatshirt weather, and it'll be fine. It'll be a good time.
With their last 30 seconds on top blowover on the volleyball team, how good will it be this year? They're going to be rock solid. Think you're going to be in the mix, the girls volleyball?
I think so. They had a big injury here for one of their hitters, but they should be in the mix. In the past, I think we're used to seeing them top 10. I think it's maybe more top 25 is a little more realistic. But yeah, I've got to get to some of those games too. I haven't been to any yet, so I need to go check them out too. Best, as we've talked about, best ticket in town from an entertainment standpoint.
Absolutely, Paulie. Love having you on the show. Thanks for being here, my friend.
Yep.
Minnesota Sports Life for Paulie on the Al Travis Show.